We are off. Welcome to the Deep in the Woods podcast, episode 29.
I lost track.
We're up there. We're super excited to get this thing going.
Mm-hmm.
We just wrapped up. Well, actually, I'm all over the place. We're gonna do some announcements.
Boy, this guy's clapping over
here. Announcements. Hoxley, tell us what's going on with Sanction League.
You see it?
Maybe a little recap of how the first week went.
Absolutely. So, Sanction League is officially live as of last Friday, May, whatever it was. Forgot the date, but it's live and
17th.
It's awesome. May 17th. We had 22 people show up, which was great. Nice job. Get your Sanction round in. We played Riverbed, Firefighters. Nice day. Nice weather. You can play anytime you want. There's nothing bad about a Sanction round when you get to play with your buddies.
Oh, absolutely. It's my favorite.
It's fantastic. It's great. So, this Friday, we are playing at Riverbends, 10 through 17.
Wait, so let's think about our viewers. They're getting this podcast on Friday.
Day of.
Hit pause right now. Go play the Sanction round.
And real quick, before we move on to next week, what are some of the growing pains that we went through the first week?
So, sign up is working. It is not very fluid. Like, it's not something you just pay your money, sign up online, and get it done. Because the administrative work falls on us, and that administrative work is us following up with the thrower or the participant. And hey, did you pay? Because if you don't pay, I can't submit and give you a rated round, in which case I have to remove you from your rated round.
Do you got a guy?
So,
it'd be a shame if you weren't going to pay for your Sanction round. I'm going to come over to your house and,
So I think we should emphasize, pay before you play,
Okay.
right? Let's not make it a show up at the course, then pay. Pay the morning of before, that way we see it come in, then we know you're going to play, that way we can activate it.
We don't want to break your legs.
We don't want to break your legs. And so make the habit, if you know you're going to play, even in the evening, pay the morning before,
Yep.
pay the day before. It makes it a lot easier on us.
Yes.
I just want to
And make sure you utilize, I don't want to take too much of our time, utilize the comment section if you're looking. Obviously, if you're on Discord, use Discord. But if not, use the comment section, find people to play with if you don't have people. And we will post, hey, we're going to play at X time, Y time, wherever that might be. Get a group of 3, get a group of 4, get a group of 5.
Yeah.
Did you say once you played your first round in the league, your data is entered and you just need to pay again? You don't need to technically sign up again, right?
Bingo.
So if you played last Friday, you're good for the next 12?
Or if you just signed up, because I signed up
Right.
because Ian
Right.
didn't play last week,
But
but
he
he
signed
signed up. So
Okay.
he's in PDGA
in
Live.
there.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
And he just needs to make sure he pays.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
all.
Yep. So next week,
Next week we're at Riverbends 10 through 27. So
Okay.
the easier portion of Riverbends.
cool. Sorry for that.
Make it happen.
Yep. Find a couple buddies, play. Next up, we just recap. We just finished up, and here I'll let you give
Sure.
us the lowdown of what just happened. I guess.
Yeah, well, we just walked off next door, right here from where we filmed the podcast, finished up the Skills Challenge, which a couple minutes ago, I think we finally officialized the name of the Rick High C Trenda Honorary Memorial, what are we going to call this? The Skills Challenge.
First annual.
First annual Rick Trenda Skills Challenge. He's the one who got the ball rolling on this through the idea in Discord. He put out some good ideas. Everybody kind of put their ideas together, and it turned out to be a great night. It was really our first summery feeling night tonight. Tonight was the first night that people were like, I need to drink water. I need to drink some Gatorade. And it was good, though. It was probably about 85 degrees. Yeah. We went out there, 36 guys for some big money. The pot ended up being about $840 given away tonight. Mm-hmm. And so it was a ton of fun. Well received. We've done, on our breaks between seasons, we've done ace races. We've done skins challenges. So this was the first for us. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like I don't know which I like more. Was the skins better? Was the ace run? Was the skills challenge? All good things.
Why don't you tell us specifically what you liked the most?
I liked the $70 that my team won.
Oh, dang.
Per person.
Flexing.
First
on
place.
his win.
What up?
So we will point that out that Hawks was carried by these three people: Justin Trenda, Jeremy Bellish, and Chris Lemon.
Good work, fellas.
Dragged Hawks around the stations, and they took home first place tonight. So congrats out there to y'all. That was good. But we broke down some data. So there were 5 stations tonight, and I want to give some shout outs. So these guys who won tonight, Hawks, Chris, Justin, and Jeremy, were the champs at the Circle 2 station. So the big boy putts, 35, 45, 55. So you guys must have been on.
Finish? Where did you guys finish?
We finished on the approach. The 100.
So that was your middle round.
Middle round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
So you cashed in your approach. So that ace may have pushed you over
Well,
the
no,
top.
they won Circle 2
I'm just
putts.
trying to make it dramatic.
Oh, okay.
So we were so far ahead.
Yeah.
If the ace didn't matter.
The ace didn't matter. That would have been epic.
All right,
The ace didn't
yeah.
win.
Sweet.
All right, so we got some other station winners here. We've got the group of David Watkins, Dylan, Garrett, and Kyle winning the long distance challenge. And that was, we talked about this, when you can get the B
That's really
player
surprising.
that
too.
crushes it. Dylan, I mean, yeah, I didn't think Dylan threw very far. And tonight, which is a little side joke, because Dylan and I argued this week about how much he could throw, and he just shoved it in my face by crushing it tonight.
Well, how many points did you personally get on that?
Me, I got 13. A 4, and then 1 over the fence, and 3 threes. And Dylan was one of a few players tonight to score all 16, and then David scored 14. And Kyle and Garrett threw some bombs out there too.
Yeah.
So those guys won the long distance station, so that was pretty cool to see. We have another team that won a station. John Vestal, Tony, Andrew Rumps, and Will won at the accuracy. What's cool is, looking at theirs, they had just a ton of 2s, not a lot of 3s, but like nobody missing the medium circle. And so that was a really big point getter for
John was
them
probably
there.
throwing thumbers.
I don't know, does he throw it from 150?
150.
Maybe.
Probably. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, up and down, right?
Yeah, up and down.
And then, cool, even though they didn't finish at the top tonight, they won 2 stations. So out of 9 teams taking home 2 stations, Jake, Nick Shimataro, Zach, and Noah, those guys are all good golfers. You don't always think of like one thing that they're just smart, good golfers. They won at the Circle 1 station.
Yep.
Everybody did well.
No.
And then they crushed it at the Escape station. Those guys did really good.
They're known for their escaping. They're always getting themselves in weird situations.
They escaped prison. They escaped all kinds. But no, that was cool that those guys showed up with 2 first place finishes at stations, and that vaulted them into tie for 3rd. So that was cool to see them.
Okay.
Team wise, I will point out, and try not to stroke Hawks' ego here, but they are the only team that hit the 200 point threshold.
Man.
So that was kind of cool.
200
What's really funny is they're so stupid that they put 199. Luckily, Tony edited their sheet and got them at the point they missed for 200. So no, I'm just kidding.
Good work, Tony.
Congrats.
He's not kidding, because that did happen.
That did happen. I'm kidding about them being stupid. But, Tony, the tax auditor out there, found your missing point, and congrats to the victors.
People.
That's right.
Man.
He's always slipping in those points.
Yep. Nate, you said you had some data on kind of who, as individuals, scored hot in some stations, right?
Yeah, so I think there was a clear winner when it came to putting. And I think we already talked about him a little bit, right? And so David took down the C1 and C2 putting. But let's talk about that even deeper.
So I got to watch him.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Circle 1. Every time. Cash.
18 for 18,
Yeah.
right?
Hit and miss.
It was 15 for 15.
15 for 15.
And
Clinic.
it was not, there's no question.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, good catch.
In the
It was
heart.
like, next please. Next please. Yeah.
And then he walked over to Circle 2.
Same thing. Okay, I think you said, somebody said he hit
22 in a row is what I heard.
Yeah. He dominated C2. Yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said.
I'm glad the guy's going away. I mean, he's just making us all look bad. Go throw cornhole. He's going to go up to cornhole and go like this.
what a loser.
I've played a lot of rounds with David as his doubles partner, and you know, like people see, he's not a really like tall dude, and they were always surprised by his distance. So David can bomb it out there, but his That's not surprising to me that David putted that well today.
Yeah.
He's a great putter.
Long drive. We already alluded to one of them. Who do you think are the? Dylan was one of the people who threw over the fence 4 times.
Yep.
Hit it over the fence. Mm-hmm. Who do you guys think the other 2 were?
I mean, I know because one was on my card as my B player.
Who's that?
It was Justin.
Justin Trenda.
Justin Trenda. And then
Ian.
I'm assuming Ian.
Yeah.
And then Zeke got 3 out of 4.
Zeke got
right?
3 out of 4, so he missed the cut for that.
And from what I heard, so that was 4 guys, right?
Well, Zeke was the 4th.
The 4th, yes.
One, yeah.
But I got 1 over the fence. Were we the only 4 people who got 1 over tonight? That
it
I heard?
sounded like David maybe got 1.
Oh, wait, no, David got 2. So David also did it. David got 2 in here. So 5 guys in our league threw over 400 tonight.
I watched Jason Klein hit the
that's
fence.
6 guys.
Wait, did he?
Hit the fence twice.
Hit the fence.
Wow. We got some crushers.
So, that's 400 then if he hits the fence.
Yeah, but it didn't go over.
Right.
We got some crushers.
Yeah. So that was fun to watch. Though that was fun. That was the station that chairs were set up, partly just based on it took a long time for it to develop, but it's really fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's an ego stretch right there too, or an ego crusher.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Did you guys feel a little nervous stepping up on the long drive station?
So you know what's weird? As an A player, I don't throw far, and it's not. It's. I mean,
Did you get all of the 340 though?
No,
Really?
I got 3.322.
So you got 2 over 340.
340 is far. I don't think people understand how far 340 is.
See, this was my argument with Dylan. Dylan and I were arguing about how far he throws, and it wasn't even so much against Dylan himself, but most people inflate their distance. I would be willing to bet there is 10 to 12 guys in our league who say they throw over 400, and tonight only 6 of us did.
I don't. I have before,
Right.
but I never practiced throwing that far.
340 is far.
Well, I've always said I'm 350 on a golf.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
And that's what you did.
Yeah.
So did you get all 3s tonight in the distance?
I had 2 that were in the second one, but I had 4 that were over 340.
Okay.
But so you know what? And it's interesting for me. Anytime I try to throw really far, and I have a feeling it's like a lot of these people, I go whoosh, my nose
Nose up.
and it just peters out. And I'm trying to throw it super far.
I watched the guys who threw those 500 footers tonight. Every single good shot for them, like there's this parabola of it goes up and it comes down.
Yeah.
They all looked exactly the same.
Well, they all hit and then they come down.
Yes. But their peak is all at the same place. Dylan throws a little bit higher than Ian and Zeke.
Sure.
But you just have to get that right to get distance.
Justin's still figuring that out.
But
he's got plenty of power.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And he's 16.
Which means he still doesn't even have full strength yet. A lot of guys put on a lot of bulk after 16. He's going to be crazy powerful.
Accuracy. I mean, it could have been anyone, right? We're talking about 150 feet, right? There's a lot of competitors that could have got it.
Don't know if it could have been anyone.
That's true. But there was 2 guys, and they happened to be sitting, here, that happened to score the same and happened to be the best, right? And it wasn't there, right?
So that means it was.
Wait a second.
Hoxie put one in tonight.
He put one in, and I had 3 bullseyes, and 6 shots, right? So, I mean...
You should be scoring 10 points at a minimum.
Yeah.
For real?
100%.
I will tell you that not very many people
I understand.
got 10 points.
I understand. But if you think about it, you have 6 shots, and it's just right there.
That's true. That is
It's
true.
right there.
150.
I got cheated because the pole got in the way of one of mine and shot it way off in the circle.
I counted for the pole, so...
I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. There's levels to it.
Maybe 10's too high. Maybe 9. Or 8.
You just keep dropping.
I was surprised at how many people were making it look hard. I will say that.
Yeah. Jeremy on my card was getting frustrated and yoinked way off to the right, hit a tree.
I've also noticed that Jeremy, his up shots, looks away from the shot. He still does the reach back. And, faces away with like a power shot and just discs down. Yeah. Where he just needs to look at his shot and just do this.
He's strong enough to just sit.
He's just strong enough to do one of these, And then escape shot. Who do you guys think took that one?
Well, that was tough.
Not me.
Individually.
By the way, escape shot, the accuracy, number 1, number 2, number 3. We were the only ones who got 10 points in the whole league.
because we're awesome.
11,
That's where I thrive.
11, 10.
I had to throw one in to catch up.
Right, because you were 6-2-1.
But everyone should be on
easy.
All right, escape shots.
Yeah.
I feel like the escape shots were the most unpredictable station.
I think Kyle M.
Really? Did you? Was he in your
Because
group?
he was in my group on my car.
He's like the magician. He's just making stuff happen.
In all the time.
Really?
How much did he get?
So, because I want to make sure we're conscious with our time,
Sure.
which team, I was on a team that really did well on it. So, what team did well on it? I want
The
you to
escape shots. That was.
Like,
Jake.
don't look at the scores.
Okay, I won't look at the scores, but it was Jake, Nick, Zach, and Noah. Is one of those guys like they're rocking it?
I thought it was Kyle, but
It's Jake.
it's Jake.
Which kind of makes sense,
Ooh.
but I don't know.
Yeah,
How many did he
Killed
kill?
it.
he got 7 out of 8 in the circle.
7 out of 8.
Okay.
But then Noah got 6 out of it, and so did Zach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those guys crushed it.
Correct.
Yeah, I did terrible on that.
Yeah, me too. I only got 3.
I got more than that.
You're not that bad.
I got 4.
Well, that's cool. I felt like every player was valuable, and I know this sounds cheesy, but like you needed your A player to perform, and you needed your D player to perform, and everybody had. And there were times that as the A player of the group, sometimes Zeke carried me on distance.
I know
there were other guys who putted better than me as the C or the D in some stations.
The team that missed cash was the one who just missed cash was a point off.
One.
Yeah.
One putt.
One putt.
Their life
tie.
can be different right now.
Yeah. Their life has changed forever. They're we
for
don't-
the bad.
For the bad. That's
It's okay, guys.
It's painful.
We should put like the suicide hotline right here.
So either way,
That's bad. I'm sorry. Alright, go ahead.
I'm having trouble recovering from that. Great night tonight. We've already had tons of suggestions about how maybe if one station was overpowered a little bit, if one station was underrepresented, new stations that we want to put in it. I can easily see repeating 3 of those 5 stations and then adding 2 new ones to do this some other time.
So
Maybe get rid of one of the 2 putting stations.
I'm always a fan of putting.
Yep.
Because it's such a critical part
It's golf
of the
skills.
game.
Right?
You have to have putting in the game.
I'm
to
okay with
score well.
overvaluing putting.
Oh, I am too. Obviously.
So wait, do you agree with this? Is 40% of your golf round putting? I think it almost is, isn't
Well,
it?
you're always putting to a degree.
I mean, a normal hole is throw a drive, throw a putt. Right? You part the hole.
You're not always approaching.
Throw a
You're not
drive.
always escaping. You're
Right.
pretty much always
Yeah.
driving. Always.
So I mean that's 66% of your round. So I think don't know, maybe we keep 2 putting stations.
I like that.
So either way, it was a lot of fun. Looking forward to whether it's next year or next season, doing something like that again. I think that people enjoyed when you pay $5. Everybody knows that we hold 2, and then that all went out tonight.
Yeah.
Actually, our birdie fund and ace fund are still rolling at $150 each.
Yeah.
We didn't tap into that money, but league money went back into food tonight. Went back into payouts tonight.
Yeah,
so.
and that's another thing. Hanging out. I enjoyed hanging out with people, chatting, eating some pizza, drinking some Coca-Cola Classic with cherry.
Yeah.
That's Pepsi. I mean,
People ate it up.
Literally, they ate it up.
They ate it up.
Pizza was gone.
yeah, there's a bunch of
So-
sandwiches over there.
That's right. It was very fun. I like the social aspect of it because on a normal night, you don't always get to see everybody.
No.
And you still played with your group tonight, but you played with another group.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in the group behind you or in front of you.
And it was super fun to be able to play with a B and a C player as an A player.
Yep.
I never get to play with Chris.
Right.
As my teammate, I never get to play with Justin as my teammate. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's not something that we
I like that
get to
too.
experience ever.
Cheering guys on, being pumped for them when they're making putts, when they're hitting shots. That was a good part of tonight. So
Yeah.
good stuff.
And there was like a level of I'm relying on these guys type deal. It wasn't like an A's carrying a D or like you got your one type guy. It's like we're in this together. Like we're only as strong as our lowest guy, right? So
Because if you think about it, we had the highest at 200. Who had the highest individual?
probably David.
What was his
Okay.
number?
It was like 65
It
or
was
something like that.
65. So Dave scores 65 by himself. Where's the other 145 coming from?
Yeah.
Right? 135.
Yep. And
Right.
I'd be curious, like,
Can I have a
how
team?
far of a drop was it? You know what I'm
Did
saying?
a
Like,
second score tonight?
yeah.
I know I was nowhere near it.
Yeah.
All right, we're rolling in with about 5 minutes. We've had a couple questions that have come into Discord lately that we need to bring up.
We had a bit of a controversy in Discord, right? And so it's something we ought to talk about and figure out, right? So I'm going to quote it just so I don't get it wrong.
Oh, okay.
The quote is, "I don't see A or D winning the league again."
Whoa, who said that?
What do you got? What's your initial reactions? Why do you think there's this
volatility?
Man, there's some hurt and some deep-seated pain behind this comment. We need to recognize that.
Why do you feel
so
like
Nate,
people feel
I don't want to name
like
names,
they don't
even though
have a
some of us
chance?
on Discord know, but could you tell us the pool of this player that has made this comment?
So it was predominantly A pool.
Okay.
Just generally, there's some B pool, C pool guys there.
Sure.
That agreed with.
All right. So on one hand, I think I'm going to agree because as the league has risen, there's very few A players that are getting way better, and there's more B and C players that are on the fast learning curve right now. And they are ramping up higher. I think the A players and the D players are kind of like holding steady, and the B's and C's are the biggest movers. That's why I agree with his statement that B's and C's are going to keep winning.
So you don't think an A or a D will win again?
I think you're wrong.
Yeah?
Competitively, as an A player, I plan on winning this next season.
So this is where like sports, just in general, right? Sports! We're talking about something like we watched Leicester, 10,000 to 1, win the Prem, right? We're talking about like, sports aren't fair. They're never going to be fair.
True.
We'll never create a system where it's constantly fair.
Right.
Right? And there's always going to be uncontrollables that you can't control.
Right.
Right? And our league is full with uncontrollables.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And so I point to the things that I can control, and the competitor in me thinks that sentiment, it just feels dirty, right?
Yeah.
It just feels dirty where you're already putting yourself out of it before you even start and compete.
So you're thinking of it as an excuse is already coming down.
Yeah, I think if you put that thought in your head, you're already lost.
Okay, so let's try to. We're dropping some good opinions on this. Let me tell you right now, predominantly. Let me start at the top. This is points in the league champion. B, C, C, B, 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 A. That rounds out the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard 2 A's, no D's.
No D's.
3 C's and like 5 B's. So, and also, remember I told you 9, 10 was AA, 11A, 12A, 13A.
But I also did a little more research. 3 weeks out of the 10 in A1. But you also got to realize that in the beginning of the season, there wasn't an A that really put themselves to dominate.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing a lot of short courses, and there was no A's that really showed up. There was no A's that performed on the courses they should have.
There were also no shorts those first couple weeks.
There was no shorts.
So when you are a B player with a good C player throwing from a short,
You should score.
where you're going to birdie that hole and the A and D are not going to birdie that hole.
Yep. I think there's an element of you got to start fast, right?
Yeah.
And you got to have a game plan of I have to start fast. I can't take these weeks off because I understand that the early weeks are a huge momentum builder for the finals.
5 weeks in, where Brendan, Buff, Nate, and Rick already there.
Well, you got to look at their bonus points because
Yeah.
they were by far and away the best bonus point guys.
You also have to get fortunate. You have to win when there's
When you're talking about sports, there's always luck
some
involved.
fortune. If you beat 20 teams, okay.
You know, our league.
Yeah, win a league when 23 teams are in the league.
There's a ton of uncontrollables that
Yeah.
you don't have control of, right? And so, like, our league is peppered with that. But the sentiment of
So the argument's not over, is what you're telling me.
it's not over, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying
It might be
sports,
over for us right now, but
Yay, sports.
keep chatting. We like the
Right?
banter.
I love the banter. Let's keep it going. But we're running out of time. And so I want to thank all of you for watching, listening this whole season. It's been a blast. Do all the YouTube things. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.
See you at Spindler next week.
Next week.